Hello everyone. I hope your preparations are going well and you are preparing very hard for your upcoming UPSC examination. Today I want to talk about student routine. Now this is something that majority of the students struggle with. Why? Just because they do not know how to balance between a routine of studies plus a routine of fun plus a routine of time for yourself. So I'm going to decode entire 24 hours in front of you today and help you understand how to plan your studies in such a way that you do not burn yourself out, you do not stress yourself out while preparing for this demanding UPSC examination. You must have heard uh, through a lot of toppers that they studied for 15 hours, 16 hours every day. I would suggest not to go after time specifically if you're preparing for UPSC, but to go after targets. That is the number one advice. The routine that I call is called as 6 to 6 routine popularly, and it's a very simple routine where you study for 12 hours every day. You do not study at one stretch for these 12 hours, but these 12 hours are dedicated to only studies, and the remaining 12 hours are dedicated to you. You do not pick up any books, you do not pick up any newspaper, anything at all beyond these 12 hours. 6 to 6 can be changed to 9 to 9, 12 to 12, depending upon your comfort level. Whenever you want to study, some students like to study late at night, some students like to study early in the morning, like me. So if you're an early bird, you can make it 6 to 6. If you're a late owl, you can call it at 12 to 12 or 3 to 3, whatever your comfort zone is. Now, what happens in this 6 to 6? It's very simple. You start your studies at 6 a.m. in the morning, and the first stretch is supposed to be the longest. I would recommend 3 to 4 hours of first stretch. That would give you enough coverage in your entire day, and that would also give you a lot of confidence because you would have covered majority of your targets in your first stretch itself. Let's say you give 4 hours, 6 to 10 in first stretch, and then you take a break of 2 hours wherein you eat, you have your breakfast, you have your nap, and you take some rest as well. And you start again at 12. The second stretch can be smaller, 12 to 3. Uh, so it is smaller compared to the first stretch, but it is still long. And then you take a break of again, let's say 1 hour or 2 hours or 1.5 hours. And the third stretch is the smallest, which is 1.5 hours or 2 hours. So this way, you're creating a maximum of three stretches. The first stretch of studies is the longest because your mind is the freshest in the morning, so to say. And then your stretches go down or become smaller. Now, having understood the 6 to 6 routine, it's very important to follow another approach which I call as the STEM approach, which is studies plus exercise plus meditation. These three things have to be an integrated part of your life, especially when you're preparing for a demanding examination like UPSC, which goes on for 1 year, 2 years, for a lot of students, more than 3 years as well. And therefore, it becomes very important that you have balance in your life. So, exercise and meditation have to be integrated with your studies. If you make your life only about studies, then ultimately you will burn out, you will stress out, and you will not be able to clear the examination as well. तो जो बैलेंस की बात करी है बुद्धा ने, वो somehow you have to practice it. Unless you practice it, you will not be able to clear the examination because इसका जो टाइम पीरियड है वो बहुत लंबा है. 1 साल 1.5 साल आप पूरे पूरे दिन खाली पढ़ के नहीं काम चला सकते. Your brain will give up, your body will also give up. Therefore, it's important कि आप exercise और meditation को अपने life का part बनाएं. After 6 o'clock in the evening, you can spend 1 hour on meditation and about 1 to 1.5 hour on exercise, and then you can have a very sound sleep. The third important point that I want to you to figure out at this point of time and integrate in your study routine is focus. आपको खुद ही पता लग जाएगा, you will realize on your own when you're losing focus because you will start going towards your phone, you will start watching more movies, you will start watching more videos, and that ways you are sending a message, direct message to yourself that something is not right. Therefore, you have to again and again and again keep getting back at your focus. आपके अंदर एक पागलपन होना जरूरी है. अगर वो पागलपन नहीं है, if that madness is missing inside you, then ultimately you will not be able to remember whatever you read. You will read a lot, but you will not be able to recall it or remember it at the right time. Therefore, read less, but read with the right focus, and only then you will be able to crack the examination. Now, there are certain basic points that I want to mention at this point of time when we're talking about student routine. Number one is you always study one subject at a time. You always do one thing at a time. Multitasking is a myth, and you will realize over a period of time that if you multitask, you are creating a lot of stress in your life. Therefore, make it very simple. Study one subject at a time. When you're done with that subject, then you move to another subject. You can study two subjects in one day, but if you're sitting in one stretch of 4 hours, that stretch should only be about one subject. Only then will you be able to satisfy your need of studies. At the same time, you will be able to concentrate only then. The second point is to spend 1 hour daily on revision. Now, this is very, very important because we often try to read a lot, but I can only say this one more time that 99.9% of the students are not revising. And that is why the remaining 0.1% are getting through, because they are the ones revising. You have to do active revision and you have to keep revising daily. If you do not revise, ultimately, you will feel that whatever you have read, you're not able to remember it and recall it. There is a strategy of revision called as active revision. उसकी वीडियो मैंने अलग से बनाई है. I'm going to put the link in the description below. You can watch that video as well to understand what active revision is and how does it work and how do you integrate it in your daily life. Okay. The third one is make long study sessions. जैसे मैंने starting में बताया था 4 hour one session, then 3 hour, then 2 hours. Make sure that you do not divide these sessions into 1 hour sessions. बहुत सारे students ऐसा करते हैं, सर 25 मिनट का एक पोमोडोरो करेंगे, then I'll take a break, then again 25 minutes pomodoro. It does not work in UPSC exam because the syllabus itself is so much. You need to have that strengthened, that lengthened uh, study time in order to cover that kind of syllabus. If you try and cover that kind of syllabus with smaller sessions, you're breaking your concentration too many times, and with that you will not be able to cover the entire syllabus in the required time. And the last point that I want to mention is that you study for 6 days a week and take 1 day rest, because remember that this is not a 6 month journey, 3 month journey. This is a 1 year to 2 years long journey in your first attempt only, and therefore it's very important that you maintain your mental and physical and spiritual balance, and that is possible only when you study for 6 days and keep 1 day off where you're not picking up books at all, where you're not talking to students who are preparing at all. You're spending time with yourself or with your friends, with your girlfriend, with your boyfriend, with your parents. You're doing something else. Only then will you be able to maintain your mental balance. So, this is about student routine. I hope all the aspirants who are thinking of starting with their preparation now will be able to learn something from this basic idea about student routine and how to inculcate it in your life to make your preparation better, smarter, and to be able to clear the examination faster. If you have any doubts, if you want to talk to me, if you want to mention anything specifically that I should talk about in my next video, you can put it in the comment section below. I will try and talk about it as soon as possible. I'll see you very, very soon, guys. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Jai Hind.